श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। सद्गुरु श्री साईनाथ निशरत बाबूजी की जय। RosePetals, Volume 4, Chapter 4, Reading the Lives of Saints. Devotee: Guruji, do you recommend reading any particular books or scriptures? Guruji: as long as you feel the need to do something, then I would say there are two categories of readers. The first are those who haven't yet found an object that triggers the spontaneous flow of their life. Until that happens, they should read the lives of the saints. In that way, they may get an abstract idea of a saint's qualities or find a concrete form which triggers their love. Once love is triggered, the second category would be reading more about everything connected to their object of love. This then becomes an expression and nurturing of their love. Just as you asked me, we want to know more about you, where you were born, where you met your master, and so on, these kinds of things. What are these qualities? Do you really need to know all these things? Are they important knowledge? No. They are an expression of your love. So at the first stage, one sort of reading. At the second stage, another. But in general, if one feels a need for reading, then my first recommendation is to read the lives of the saints because they are real. Whatever is my understanding of Ramana, it should be based on his life, on how he lived. That is reality. So the first category comes before love is triggered. It is the exploration for an object of love. Once we have found it, then our reading becomes an expression of our love. Actually, even Ramana recommended reading the lives of the saints. One day, a Western gentleman was sitting in Bhagavan's presence reading a Vedantic commentary on the Brahma Sutra. There was no one else in the hall at the time, and it was one of the very rare occasions where Bhagavan spoke directly in English. He asked, "What are you reading?" The devotee replied, "I am reading this commentary." Then Bhagavan said, "Why don't you go to the library and read about Milarepa?" Just 1 year before, Evans Wentz had visited the ashram and presented Ramana with a copy of his biography on Milarepa, and now Bhagavan was saying, "Go and read that book." To close Indian devotees, he would also recommend reading the lives of the saints. And it was the lives of saints which also influenced Bhagavan. More than the Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, or the Upanishads, especially the Periya Puranam, the classical Tamil work on the lives of the 63 Saivite saints, which contains no philosophy at all. Another time, a close devotee of Bhagavan's called Krishna Bhikshu, the author of the most authentic biography of Sri Ramana in Telugu, Sri Ramana Leela, told me that one day he had asked, "Bhagavan, we are enjoying your presence now, but when you pass away, what will be our fate?" Then Bhagavan immediately said, "Why, the biography is there." He was almost suggesting it as a subtle substitute for his presence. So again, he was referring to the importance of reading the lives of the saints. Devotee: it seems impossible to really know Baba through books. Guruji: it depends on what way you want to know him. Do you want to know the life of Sai Baba? If that's the case, then yes, only through books. Otherwise, how can you know about him? Devotee: yesterday I was doing Pradakshina at Gurusthan and I was really wondering how can I know him. There was something there I knew I couldn't read in a book, something more, but I don't know what it is. Guruji: the question of more comes when you think what you're getting is less. First, let's know what is there already in the books. Then, if you still want to know more, We'll see. From the start, already thinking that books are not needed, do you think that's a wise attitude? Anything connected to Baba is important, whether it is in a book or somebody speaks of it, whatever it may be. Why is it important? Why do you want to know? Because you love him. And all these things actually foster your love for him, making your abstract sense of fulfillment more and more concrete. This is the process of concretization. So I don't undermine the value of knowing the life of a saint. It is important too. Where Baba lived, when he first arrived, where and how he sat, what he ate and did, where he went, what he said. Not only giving importance to his words, but wanting to know even where he answered the call of nature. Now, even that place is sacred. It's called Lendi. Everything connected to him is sacred and dear to us. That is our expression of love. Why do you go to see Khandoba temple? Did Baba stay there? What is the connection? Just because he set foot there once or twice, it is significant. So when we have an object of love, everything connected to it becomes important. We become almost greedy to know more. It becomes almost an obsession. That is a characteristic, a quality of love, and a powerful means by which our love expresses itself and grows. When love is there, you read books with interest and a curious mind, wanting to know everything about your object of love. When you read a book with love, you remember everything. Otherwise, you can read and read without remembering anything. So learning is fostered by love, and if you really love Sai Baba, you'll come to know everything about him. Devotee. The steps to get things in the material world seem clear, but the steps towards our spiritual goal are not so clear. Guruji. They are also very clear. I am telling you, think of nothing else except Baba. Always focus on him. If you talk, talk about Baba. If you think, think about Baba. If you read, read about Baba. Read about his life. You will understand. It's so clear. Talk, think, read. Only 3 words I've said. It's even easier than getting money in the material world. No problem. I have told you how to achieve your goal. It's so simple. Devotee. Guruji, to be able to think and speak of Baba, don't we need a clear conception or experience of him to do that? Guruji. That is why I advise you to read the story of his life, to have satsang and to be in contact with him in all these ways. Like that, you'll gain a clear picture, a clear conception, a clear understanding of him. Devotee. If one's mind and heart are going to be focused on Baba like that all the time, then there has to be a sense of how he permeates all aspects of our life. You yourself have spoken of Baba as being much vaster than the form who lived and died on this planet. Guruji. It's okay. But how he permeates, whether he permeates or not, don't worry about that for now. The point is, I am asking you to focus on Baba. Somebody once came to me and asked, I am in trouble. I need money. I said, okay, I'll give you a job. But I asked you for money, not a job, he said. Yes, but why do you think I'm giving you a job? Precisely to get money. It is just like that. Whatever state you want, I am telling you to focus on Baba. Whether you like it or not, that's the job I'm giving you. Just do it. Devotee. When I read about the great saints like Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramana, they seem to go through so much in their lives. I remember you asked once, if we were given the choice, would we really want to live like Ramana? Even though I have an aspiration to get the fruit he got, I am not sure I want to go through the difficulties of the ripening process. Guruji, what state did he reach? You speak as if you already know it. Devotee, I don't, but we must aspire to something. Guruji, then aspire for your own fulfillment. They aspired for their fulfillment. That is why I never ask anyone to become a Ramana or a Ramakrishna. You have your own abstract sense of fulfillment. Try to concretize it in your own way. Otherwise, it becomes imitation. Devotee, yes, but is there not a value in reading the lives of the saints? Guruji, yes, but what we have to see is their intensity of application, their dedication, and their commitment. If somebody comes and gives you a lecture, don't be so intense, be sober, otherwise, people will call you mad. Everything should have its limits. Then let the lives of the great saints be a guiding light. If at all you want that state, the process should be so intense that people may call you mad. So what? Or, if you don't want that, simply give it up. There is no question of halfway. And don't try to deceive yourselves by thinking that you are seekers like those great saints. Ramana did self-inquiry. I am also doing self-inquiry. Ramakrishna cried for Kali. I am also crying for God. Buddha was seeking the truth. I am also seeking it. You are not. It's their dedication, their commitment, and their application that we have to learn from their lives, not that we have to imitate them. Devotee. But it seems in their cases they couldn't help being like that. Guruji, if they could help it, they definitely wouldn't have been like that. We are the persons who can help ourselves. That is why we find ourselves like this, so sane, controlled, and sober. Their intensity was so much that they couldn't help themselves. That's why some people call them mad. Devotee. Does a saint have preferences? Guruji. They say they don't have preferences. Ramana Maharshi said he didn't even have a mind to wish something. So how could he have preferences? There were no references to have the preferences. And even if they had preferences, so what? They definitely had the preference that we should all become like them. Their first preference was that everyone should be happy and free. That was their preference. Good. Nothing wrong with it. Anyhow, why do you always think about what a saint's state is like? Is it possible for you to really know? There are no means by which you can know how a saint is and how he works. Ramana Maharshi himself, when asked about the state of Jnani, said, until you gain Jnana, you cannot understand the state of a Jnani. There is no use asking about the work of Ishvara and the rest. Even if I tell you, can you understand it? Again and again I tell you, mind your own business. Find out what your problem is and try to solve it. Let us confine ourselves to that and focus on that. Devotee. But asking questions about a saint's state is somehow an expression of our urge to understand our own longing. Guruji. To satisfy that urge is the meaning of reading the lives of the saints. Have that urge. Go on exploring it. But always remember that you are only exploring. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't think that you know. If you ask me about that state and I answer, you take it as a conclusion and assume that you know. Then your exploration stops there. If you want to know whether Baba had preferences or not, explore. Go and read Baba's life. Once, twice, thrice, 100, 1,000 times. Read it, try to find out. And when you find the answer, tell me, then I'll know too. And whether it is true or not, I will also explore again. But your minds have become such that you only want answers. This kills the spirit of inquiry, the thrill, the excitement. It's good to have the questions and to try to find the answers, but it's the exploring itself that is so beautiful. Explore. Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki jai. Sadguru Shri Sainathani Sharad Babuji ki jai.